So I don't know how that works.
And that's what I gotta say it like this. That's what our job is, to search the scripture to make it all make sense under one understanding, to where it's still on a secular, so to speak, timeline, all happening where it all makes sense. You can't be two contradictions, so the time frame may be wrong or the understanding may be wrong, but we have to adjust to what the word says. But if you do deeper research, you can find it out. Or, like you were talking about earlier, they're preaching. Break it down the right way for you if the Most High said it.
Isaiah chapter 2, verse 1. The word that Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw according to concerning Judah and Jerusalem. It shall come to pass in the days that the mountains of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains.
The government is the mountain is the government, and it's going to be the top government in the earth.
And shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it.
Be subject unto the Israelites. They don't have to bring tribute to the Israelites.
And many people shall go and say, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the Most High power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths.
That's the new covenant, right? So we won't be teaching each other. For all shall know the Lord. But then how we gonna be kings and priests if we all know the word?
And how we
gonna have to teach these heathens?
Because the Lord's gonna put the law into our inward parts.
Right.
Once we become perfected in the law, hey, we're gonna be able to teach the nations the law.
Right.
And then that's when the world's gonna finally prosper
And have peace.
and have peace.
How are we gonna have peace with an unpeaceful man?
Yeah.
That can't be here.
Yeah.
That's not in the spirit to have peace.
Scripture, Revelation, violence, this is 18.
Now,
It's all violence.
we're gonna have to show these nations. They've been living, recklessly, but with power. They've been in charge. You see how the world has suffered because these heathens are in charge. They don't know how to run this world. Look at the conditions of the planet. It's because of the rule of the heathens. Taking full control over the earth. Especially the main heathen.
Yep.
The basis of men.
Listen, a good analogy is, imagine if you have a car and it's yours, right? You got the window and the mirror, the rearview mirror, the seat, the steering wheel all adjusted, the car's tuned and how you drive it. You just let anybody drive your shit. They ain't gonna drive it like you know how to drive, like it's supposed to be driven, because it was designed or set up the way for you to drive. But then you let this wicked ass nigga E in there. He gonna be running the oil down, not putting no good gas in it. He gonna be fucking shit up. Like I say all the time, like a rental car with that's not in his name.
Yeah.
He gonna hit curves and shit. He ain't gonna give a damn. Do whatever the hell he wanna do in your car. That's how they're running the earth. So we need a righteous ruler to get back in position and drive this car on rule this earth the right way from here on out, to preserve the earth.
My brothers always say the earth needs new management.
Yep.
Just look at the air quality of the world. All of the barium oxide and all the chemicals we're breathing into our bodies. The food that we're putting into our bodies is weaponized against us. The water that we're drinking is not at its best quality. Cancer, disease is just rampant in the earth. The earth is hastening to pass away because of the inhabitants thereof who's in power. They changed the ordinances, man. Don't keep the land Sabbath, so they constantly abusing the resources of the earth. Nothing is not growing in time. This devil's just overly greedy. And the whole world has to suffer behind his greed. So this is why the Lord got to come and take them up out of there, man. This growing food shortage, that I'm sure y'all all aware of, this is because of this devil's greed, man. He's starting the people up. He's doing that.
And he's not just doing it on accident. This motherfucker doing it on purpose at
Purposely.
Man.
Get rid of the real produce and make the shit, make it in a goddamn laboratory.
I didn't even bring out how there's an ongoing list of all the different farms and food manufacturing plants that's all been destroyed. And it's giving you the statistics on the number of products and like poultry, like turkeys and chickens, have all been killed off the past few months. So that's how you know this is all being orchestrated, engineered, man.
And just mysteriously processing plants being destroyed, farms being destroyed, farmland being destroyed.
Or the farmland is owned now by Bill Gates, so you can't farm on it if you wanted to.
Yep.
You know, he bought all the farmers out during the pandemic.
Yep.
And we got to be delivered from this man. We need total deliverance, man. All right, this man literally about to cut your food off. It's gonna get even more dangerous. They cut the food supply. When it gets real bad, just watch how these people go ape shit. It's not gonna be safe out here, man. It's already not safe now. All right.
I was buying chicken sausage. It was like a chicken Italian sausage. It was maybe 6 months ago. It was like $4.50, $4.30, $4.50. I looked the other day at the store. Then it's like $7 something.
Yeah.
And I saw the 7. I just kept walking. I was like, hell no. For a pound of ground meat, hell no.
The lamb chops, bro.
Yeah.
The racks.
Yeah.
When we got them, it
Yeah.
was like 30 a pack.
Yep.
But when we went back, that shit was like $90.
Telling you. Yeah. Shit's gone. You ain't gonna be able to afford that. We all, I mean, that's something that we gotta go into more recently because of the famine, from what we said and everything is coming. Famine is huge among our people. Our people gonna bug the hell out when they don't have their chemical doses. You know, sugars, fucking
salt.
Imagine how
MSG.
much these dispensaries gonna start costing. They're gonna bug out how much a pack of cigars is gonna cost. You know, wraps or whatever the hell they do still. You know. Yep. Nicotine. You know, chemicals that they need. You know, to sustain what they feel is their life.
We got to bear on something else.
Yeah.
Revelation 11 and 18 says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
And remember, like I said in Ezra, it says that the world was made for our sakes.
Yeah.
You know? So you should really feel a certain way being you an Israelite and the world was created for your sake and watching how these heathens is running your earth in the ground, man.
You watching your bees, your bees and your butterflies and your whales and different endangered species while they're endangered. Just suffering. This man ain't treating imagine leaving your pet for somebody to watch for you, and they treating your chicken, your dog, and they kill it. You gonna be pissed.
Yeah, very bodies are terrestrial.
You know?
Come from the earth.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So you should be pissed at how this man's running the earth. But be angry yet sin not. That don't mean go take vengeance in your own hand, but ye upon the Lord. Just to put that message with you.
The Lord gonna come and fuck him up for this, man.
There's nothing you can do down here that's gonna do what he's gonna do.
Yeah, he just wants us to sigh and cry for all the abominations.
Yep.
That's it.
You could complain to him, tell him, hey man, come take this man down. The city is doing.
Give him no rest.
And then with that is building the faith of others that hear it to wake up and start realizing it's just fucked up.
In Psalms 82 and 5 says, they know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course.
This man that ran it off course. You go to Daniel 7, it say a similar thing.
I got 24. And this Isaiah 24 and
3.
4. Yeah, I started 3. It says, the land shall be utterly empty and utterly spoiled, for the Lord Yahweh hath spoken this word. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The hardy people of the earth do languish. The earth also is
What does
the...
it mean to language?
Isaiah 24, 3 down.
Somebody can actually Google it, look up the word language. To see it's clearly what's happening. The crops, vegetation, land, even the people.
What was that, Numbers, what's it, 13 or something like that? Where they was carrying a cluster, it took 2 men to carry a cluster. You gotta have a stick between them. The grape size of a basketball.
Damn.
Man. And, you know, each grape, so a cluster of grapes, you gotta walk with 2 men carrying that to go make one.
Yeah.
Imagine that one.
That's what's on the wine, right?
Moby David?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got an illustration of 2 men carrying
Was
a
it that
big
or was it
ass
the King David? That,
It was one of the wines.
Yeah. Might be that second.
I got language in the etymology. Failing strength, exhibit signs of approaching death. The listless pine, grieve, fall ill.
What is that scripture that says,
Pine
become
away.
weaker with age? That's, you got it. It's in the pocket, right?
What the world is promoting death.
Yeah.
You know, that gay pride.
Yeah.
That's death.
That's anti-life.
Anti-life.
Right? Yep.
That's how you know, because another synonym for it is decay.
Yeah.
And what you're seeing is the decline of basically humanity. Their mindset is deteriorating. Right? For you to push a new style as progression,
Yeah.
that's straight up moral decay. Men are becoming more and more weaker. You're pushing that spirit out there, and the men are coming up under that vibration. Men are starting to become, they're growing weaker and weaker and weaker. And that's what the elites, they have an advantage of that. If you can weaken as many men with this agenda, hey, it's a better way that we can take control without resistance, without them putting up a fight. Just weaken the men.
Yep.
You know, the Lord even gave an analogy. If you want to break into a home, you got to bind the strong man, and then you could go in and take whatever else.
Yep.
Then you could go in and seize it, take his goods. So that's why he's attacking masculinity with all this LGBT crap.
Yeah.
You know, that's another part of man languishing on the earth. Men going weak, becoming more effeminate, losing their manly nature.
You can't do shit about it, but really we can't do shit about it but cry to the Heavenly Father.
Right.
You know, we can't, as we want to, but it ain't. But that's what they expect you to do. They don't want you to do shit. They want you to accept it.
Right.
And if you go against it, masculinity.
It's a hate crime.
Yeah.
Now let me say there's a quick history on how Esau systematically did that. Drugs, letting drugs come into the country, heroin and crack and all that shit. Sending men off to the war. A lot of Jake went to that Vietnam. Took them out the household. How they take them out? With war and prison.
Yep, I was like.
Sent our men to prison, and then they all in there. So who was left to raise the children? Women. So what energy and what vibrations they put onto the men? A feminine vibration, and to the point now that they're acting and behaving irrationally and emotionally like women.
Bunch of women.
Apostles went into that how prisons is wicked because you put all those men in there,
Yep.
and men. Yeah, Yeah. And when they end up, popping each